Hey, what is up, guys? It's Gage from ARG, and we're going to be talking about Mistaken Arrest, which is a spell card being released in Clash Rebellions, which I actually think we're going to get relatively soon. I think it's the first weekend of August is the sneak peeks, so we're going to be seeing this relatively soon. And as we can see from the article here, we have the rarity of Mistaken Arrest revealed. I don't think it's actually anywhere in the article mentioned exactly what rarity it is, but we can tell from the picture it's either a secret rare or a rare, so that's pretty cool. But as always, the card is going to be on the screen for the people that are watching. But for the people that are tuning in to listen, I'll read it off for you guys. We have Mistaken Arrest. It's a quick play spell card that prevents players from adding cards from their deck to their hand except by drawing them until the end of your next turn. So this was obviously a take off of, as mentioned several times in the article, of its counterpart Mistake, which reads, neither player can add cards from their deck to their hand. It's a continuous trap card, so it stays on the board there. Now, this was supposed to solve the problem of decks that really didn't like the long-term effects of regular Mistake, where it would hinder their strategies as well as their opponent. So this was supposed to take a step in the right direction of making only a temporary hindrance to your opponent and yourself, so you're able to continue your play strategies into your following turns after. Now, if we look at the card closely, it lasts until the end of your next turn, which that's kind of, it's a balancing factor of the card, and I think it was definitely necessary, because imagine just flipping up a Mistaken Arrest on your opponent's turn after they activate a Senju or something. They're out of that advantage that they were going to get off of that Senju, and they can't search for the rest of the turn, and then come your turn, you're able to do whatever you want. If you're playing Necros, you can search for Trish and Trish them. They have just a Senju on board. There's nothing, like physically nothing they can do about that. So if we really look at it, it was definitely a really much needed balancing factor. But just talking about the card in general, it really takes the forefront in decks that really don't like either the Floodgate version of Mistake, having it as a spell and trap card that's just going to stay on the board for a long time, or even just the fact that it lasts forever. Like if we look at a deck like Burning Abyss, this is one that I really relate to when I see this card. Having the Floodgate version of Mistake up on the board hindered the fact where you're not allowed to special summon your Burning Abysses from hand, and you weren't allowed to get your Scarm Searches. You shut your Scarm Searches off indefinitely until your opponent outed that Mistake. So you don't want to out your own Mistake. That's just a bad idea. So you would have to wait until your opponent top decked the MSTs to really get your Scarms going. And if you ran out of resources between that time, you were kind of out of plays and you were kind of hurt by your own mistake that you flipped up. That was your mistake, if you will. I know. So this is where Mistaken Arrest will kind of hop in, where if my opponent does something that I don't like and they're going to start searching a lot that turn, if they're playing Necros or even if they're playing Ritual Beasts, if I'm in a Mirror Mask or something, if I flip up Mistaken Arrest, I can stop them for that entire turn. And maybe that's just the turn I need to really come to my turn and then push for game with the hand that I already have. Maybe I don't need to make any searches. Maybe I can summon Tour Guide, get another Burning Abyss, and just go off and go for an OTK. My opponent is pretty much locked out of making all the plays that they want because I stopped them from searching. Granted, I can't search either, but I still have the ability to go off completely on my turn. I can't search, but maybe it's just all I needed. I just needed to stop them for that one turn. So granted, really the fact that this card lasts until the end of your next turn is a really huge balancing factor, and maybe it makes the card too balanced. Maybe I'm overlooking that, but without it, I believe it would have been a much better version of Jewel and Lockbird. Jewel and Lockbird would literally see no play. It sees some play. Like if we look at a card like Multiple Destruction and everything, it sees some play in that sense where it does stop your draws as well, but this would be an infinitely better Jewel and Lockbird if it was the fact that it just stopped on your opponent's turn. There would be no reason to play it. So it's really up to whatever your deck plays. Like even you could play this in Necros if you really wanted to stop. If you have a comfortable hand that you're able to make plays on the next turn following up, you can activate this on your opponent's turn and stop their strategies and then deal with the cards you already have in hand, so you're able to go off with that. So it definitely has a wider range of decks that you're able to play it in if your deck doesn't really appeal to the long-lasting effect of a regular Mistake and just hoping your opponent will out it so you're able to make your own plays as well as your opponent. So I really do like the card. I believe it is very, very balanced. It's definitely not broken at all, like not even close. The fact it's just a temporary mistake is what it is. It lasts your turn and your opponent's turn. And something interesting about that too is your opponent can't have any immediate outs to it. Like if you were to flip up a mistake in response to a Manju effect, if your opponent had a Mystical Space Typhoon or a Galaxy Cyclone, they could activate that and just get rid of the mistake. Actually, I don't even know if Galaxy Cyclone could have been chained in that situation, but if a card like Mystical Space Typhoon would have been flipped up, they would still get their advantage off of the Manju or whatever that you chained it to, and you would just essentially be out of a card. So if this is flipped up, they can't have any immediate answers to it. They're going to have to deal with the fact that they can't search for that entire turn, and you're going to deal with the fact that you can't search that entire turn either, which more than likely that's going to be okay if you feel comfortable enough to flip this up. I do think this card might be something to play even alongside Mistake to just completely lock out your opponent even more and have a better chance of, oh, I didn't open up Mistake, maybe I can't win this game. Now you have another option to do it with. So it's a pretty cool card, and I definitely like it a lot. Yeah. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to like the video, thumbs up the video. I want to express that you enjoyed the video. If you guys want to read articles from the toppest of top players, if you want to buy or sell product, and if you want to attend high-level events like Providence this weekend, ultrarealitygames.com is a place to go check out. Be sure to like our Facebook fan page and subscribe to our Twitch stream if you haven't already. But as always, I thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Gage from ARG, signing out.